So just giving people an idea how we are here and why we are kind of here together and see how we might be able to move forward. As you know, what we are talking about in terms of drug addiction is a global problem. And we know that the drug addiction is a dynamic process around the world. It's kind of affected by many kind of socio-political issues around the world. And there are many gaps in the international data in terms of what is really happening around the world. And we know that whatever WHO and UN are doing, they are doing a great job, but there are still many gaps around the world regarding substance use disorder and what is really happening around the world. And during the pandemic, we realized that there are many questions that we have, and people who are providing services for drug users around the world, they have many challenges. And we realize that we need to have a system to collect information about what is happening in different parts of the world and how we might be able to bring people together and support each other. People who have been facing pandemic from the first days in China, how they can help us to kind of solve problems that we had in Italy, and then how, those who have been facing Italy in the next phase could help us in the US to be able to kind of face the problems that we had with the pandemic and how we serve people who have been suffering from substance use disorder around the world. So we realize that there are definitely lots of needs for collaboration, data collection during the pandemic. So we started the idea of global surveys from the first days of the pandemic, seeing how we might be able to bring people together, different experts, and how we might be able to collaborate and collect data about what is happening in terms of the substance use, supply, demand, and how services are being provided around the world. So we started the first global survey at that period of time, and we had people from 77 countries involved in this global initiative. We have been able to ask many questions regarding substance abuse treatment, harm reduction services, what is really happening to different types of treatment programs around the world. And we realized that there are definitely lots of opportunities for collaboration on that side. We have been able to publish 2 data papers recently from what we did in the global surveys in terms of the substance use disorder and how they have been affected by the pandemic around the world. And we have been able to realize that there are lots of really interesting potentials to dig into the types of data that we have never been faced with the substance use disorder. So we have started to realize that there are some kind of methodological challenges and complexities in terms of data collection and data analytics when we do global surveys, especially when we want to do global surveys in a longitudinal settings. And these are some of the figures that we had on those papers, and we realized that we need to kind of improve the quality of what we have been doing for those surveys. We have been able to make a series of recommendations, data-driven recommendations based on what the surveys that we have been doing. And I was checking today that till today, we published that something like 1 year ago, and we received something like 79 citations during the last couple of months for that specific recommendations that we provide. So we see that there is a significant global impact on what we are doing. But doing that, we realize that there are definitely lots of questions and challenges that we need to face, and there are lots of limitations in the survey that we had. So a group of colleagues and brilliant collaborators that we had on that global survey are going to talk about the challenges that we had and the limitations that we faced, and how we might be able to face those limitations and solve those limitations based using the kind of list of experts that we already have in this webinar, and how we might be able to collaborate to go to the next steps. So I'm really excited that we already have 111 kind of participants in the workshop, and I hope that would be a starting point for moving forward to the next levels.